Our second show with the Counting Crows was in Dublin at the Ambassador. And the Ambassador is an old cinema that was converted into being a music venue. It's very, very cool to play, about a 2,200 capacity venue. And we played, we sound checked, we did our thing, and this time my friend David McLaughlin, who is the guitar player, everybody calls him Immy in the Counting Crows, he played with us on a couple of songs, so he was there with us in sound check, and then he just rocked it completely on stage while we were up there. And it was so much fun. I have to say, I love playing for Dublin audiences. They just are so giving and so passionate about what they're listening to. I've always loved it. And to have an entire room full of people captivated was great. So then we played the show, and afterwards we watched the Counting Crows play, and they just played an incredible set. Adam was on fire. He was jumping all around, and in such an intimate venue, completely sold out. It was just so cool to see. And afterwards we talked to Betty. He's a really nice guy and was very complimentary. I really think he's very cool. And then we dropped the band off at the hotel after the whole show was over, and they wanted to go to sleep, and then I wanted to go out and have some drinks with Emmy afterwards. So he and I went out and caught up for a bit, just sort of found out what was going on in New York and LA. He lives in LA now. And then the next morning, I had to go on a 6:30 flight in the morning to Glasgow, and it was so painful. I got like no sleep, maybe an hour and a half total. And I had to go to Glasgow to do a radio show ahead of the band. The band was taking the ferry back with all of the gear. So I got up and went on the plane and did the radio show, and I was getting to the airport and they wouldn't take my guitar on board, and I wasn't going to check it. So we ended up borrowing a guitar in Glasgow and doing the radio show, and that night we played, the whole band when they arrived, we played in Paisley, which is a town outside of Glasgow. It's a very rough town. And it was a very interesting night. We actually ended up having a great time, but it's an interesting tour to have such disparities between like Liverpool Arena and then this little bar in Paisley outside of Glasgow. And honestly, I think that's what it's all about. I think music is about playing in any situation. Every single room that presents itself is what you play to, and every single opportunity to play for people is a good opportunity to be taken.